Hello.
Hello, everyone.
How you feeling, girl? We talked
I'm okay.
earlier. There's a full disclosure. You're having a little last night when we were laying in bed, I went to go give my girl a hug and she goes, "I have heartburn." Like some people, everybody's tummy is bothering them from time to time. How you feeling, girl?
I'm okay. I have anxiety, guys, and I'm starting to get some stomach issues due to it. So I'm taking some Pepto, trying to meditate, eat bland foods, but I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to that. So that's what I'm going for today. But on Colorado and Company, we had the dogs on Max Fund, and we had adoptable dogs in doing a runway show, and they were so cute. Al, there was one named Fern with a little Jimmy Buffett hat. Oh my
Okay.
god, it was so great. So I
Did they
yeah,
get adopted?
I don't know, we did a lot of little runways and they were all up for adoption. It's on my Instagram if you guys are looking for a dog, but there were some good ones on there. So it was
You
really cute.
you can't leave us hanging. We want to know if Fern is adopted and all that good stuff. I just love what you do with pets. It's really like a sweet thing. I make a lot of fun of you, but you're such a sweet pea.
I hope that I'm making Colorado and Company really rescue friendly. So they had Mitzi on, the poodle with a cowgirl outfit. It was really great. And I am wearing leather, guys. It's so hot out. It
Do
is
you think
so
it's because you're wearing a gimp outfit? Where
wake
is
the gimp.
the mask with the zipper over the mouth for that?
It's in the back. I didn't want to put it on, but I am wearing the gimp outfit. You're totally right.
I mean, it's like such a, that's what I always think about with that stuff. I do not kink shame in the slightest. I find it, if
No.
nothing else, fascinating.
Right.
The things that people are into. It's just like one of the interesting things that human beings have. But
Totally.
I'm just always like, is it just lazy, Tori? Where I'm like, if my partner was like, I want to wear latex, I'd be like, whatever you want, baby. She's like, okay, we need to go get it. I'd be like, fine. Like, I don't know how hot that would be for her.
And then you're zipping up and it's all sweat.
It's like, and then you and I, with our crazy selves and our anxiety, would just be like, I have to pee. As soon as
Totally.
I get zipped in or tied down to the last strap,
Totally.
even if I just peed in my head, I'm like, you don't have to pee, you don't have to pee, and then I'd make it where I had to pee, and it would just kill everything.
Yeah. I think we'd be good at kinks, Al, but we'd have a lot of anxiety around them. Like
I'm
funny
just,
anxiety.
I'm just so lazy, Tori. I'm
Right.
so lazy. It's
Yeah.
stunning,
The
and it's a
furry,
little.
yeah, it does smell a little, Julia. It's just a little sticky. I met up with some DBL people too after work to meet with Chris McPherson and Kelly Ronan. And I wanted to say hi to them. And they were sitting outside at a bar and it was outside hot. And I just ordered a water. I just said, "Can I have a water with lemon? I'm too sticky for alcohol, even."
And then when the waiter went to walk away, you grabbed their wrist and were like, water with mostly vodka. Okay. Don't come back without it. Thank you.
Oh, God. Thanks so much. And a Caesar salad.
Yeah. Keep them coming until I give you the eye or your boss says something.
Totally. Totally.
That's cool.
Ugh.
All right, girl. Anything else going on? You got any fun plans coming up?
I'm going to Vegas to see the Backstreet Boys this weekend at the
Backstreet
Sphere.
Boys tonight. Is that
It's a
is,
yeah, it's a whiteout. So everybody's
oh,
wearing
I'm
white.
aware of the fan base.
You got to clip that. That's so funny. That is so funny. Yeah. So I'm going to go and see the Backstreet Boys and have some fun in Vegas and enjoy.
That really makes me happy. We've had a chance to interview a couple of them. They were really cool. And you know what I just like about the Backstreet Boys and anything of that ilk, anything nostalgic, is like when you look at the crowd, not only is it like people our age, a little bit older, a little bit younger, sometimes they have their kid with them.
It's the older
But
crowd now.
yeah, but everybody, and that's what hit me now when I go to rap concerts.
Yeah.
Like I told you, I went to a Jay-Z concert at the when it was the Pepsi Center at Ball Arena now, where the Denver Nuggets play. I went and I was like, I still feel like young Al. Like I remember like getting Jay-Z when I was up at Brown. I had a 98 Toyota Camry, pushing it, listening to Jay-Z, had a CD in there. And I looked to the right of me, and there was a professional black man in slacks and a button-down business shirt with his legs crossed, And I was like, you are
like snapping along.
Yeah, that's seated, totally seated. And it's interesting to watch the crowds and yourself get older. But I think you look around like there's a bunch of old people in here. It's like, what do you think everyone's saying about you, buddy?
Totally. And by the way, I hear that the group seating is good, but I'm standing. I'm in
Yeah.
like the general, because otherwise the tickets are like ridiculous. So I'm a little bit
Wait, but Tori, I want to ask the colleagues, because you brought up something really important. Colleagues, do you prefer seated or standing concerts? Because I don't know if I hate standing. I think standing is just like, well, I'm standing, you're gonna look, so you might as well dance a little bit. I need incentive to dance. And I think I'm happy that you're gonna wear some comfy shoes, not cute shoes.
I'm only wearing Converse, like you said.
Okay.
Only.
Well,
And
put some insoles in them, because Converse are flat. Your feet are gonna hurt, baby. I'm telling you now.
By the way, I'm also an NSYNC fan. And so I only know, I'm being honest, guys. Backstreet's Back. All right.
You don't know any of the songs?
I don't know. Is there any other song that you guys can name that you think I would know? All I know, I think I only know one song.
Hold on 1 second. Star.
You think I'll be able to, Michael Dean? Because I don't. You keep writing in any songs. Is there any other song? I know NSYNC songs.
Baby, what's Backstreet Boys' big hit?
The Backstreet's Back. Everybody. Yeah. That's the song, Alan, which
Everybody Rock Your Body.
They ask each other, "Are you sexual?" And they go, "Yeah."
Sar leaned her head in and goes, "Yeah." That's awesome.
I Want It That Way. I thought that was in sync. Okay, so maybe I do know.
1999. Yeah.
Maybe I'll know some songs. Okay, maybe I will remove some songs.
Okay. Yes, I really like. That. What was it? I Like It That Way. Is that the name of that song?
I Like It That Way. It's I Want It That Way.
I Like It That Way. It's more of a culinary hit. No cilantro. I Like It That Way.
I prefer it that.
Yeah, that's the Mormon version. If you don't mind, I would prefer if it's done that way.
The Canadians sing it like that. Oh my God.
All right. Now, Tori, we are going to get to our segment, which is obviously Keep It Moving. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to attempt to upload the new version. Okay. So if I leave, don't panic. I don't think I will, but I'm trying right now. Okay.
Okay.
I really, that's the reason I was a little late to the show today. I really dig this version. So, okay, let's hope it works. It's always good to do this mid-show. But, I was like, I wanted a new version. We need some music. And it just took a little while for me to find, because there was a song that I wanted to use. And so it's uploading now. Okay, wait, I think we have it. Tori, you ready for the debut of the new Spider Moving? I really hope it doesn't suck. Here we go.
That was good. That was really good.
I wanted it very chill, because that's how Vlad and the boys are over there. Shout out to Spider Moving. They're not only are they our first sponsor, they sponsored me in real life before they even knew I had a podcast. They were like that Jesus poem when they were like, there was only one set of footprints. It was Vlad carrying me out of my own house.
There was only one set of footprints.
Yes.
Is that you? That's amazing.
They came through for me, and I'm just like really honored to have them as a sponsor. And because we like them so much, Tori, we made a whole segment on it called Keep It Moving, sponsored by Spider Moving. So, Tori, I'm going to start today because this recently happened to me, and I realized that I've had a problem with this for a long time. And I don't like when there's a sign that uses like biblical terminology. Like, I was just in the laundry room, and it's like almost like it said, like, you shall not start your laundry before 8 a.m. and you shall not start the dry. I'm like, stop using these. I don't like that. Just be like, please don't. I would prefer you didn't. but don't say thou shalt not. I don't want to hear that. I don't like that when it's like, you shall not be in the park past 9 p.m. I don't like that kind of biblical, omnipotent language. So that's my keep it moving. Just talk to us like it's 2025 and we have smartphones that we can talk to our loved ones for free and see their face at the same time. Let's move along with the language. Fine for the Bible, fine for Homer and the Odyssey. Don't talk to me like that in these streets. All right. So, Tori, that's who I'd like to keep it moving.
Keep it moving. I would like to keep it moving, colleagues. The AC wars at work. And when I say that, I mean that it is so cold in the studio. And it's because a lot of anchors were men and they wear suits. Like Al would wear a full suit to work, right? And so they're going to be hot, so they keep it cold. But women, although I did wear pleather, they're wearing short skirts and no sleeves, and it is bitter. And the AC is always tuned into what I feel like is a man, not a woman. So I am over the AC wars. Keep it moderate, guys. It doesn't need to be minus gazillion degree. You got to get some heat in there. You know what I mean? It's our legs are showing. So thou shalt not put the cold up so high. Well there said. Are hot lights, but they don't need to be that kept that cold anymore. That's back in the day, Michael Dean, when they were tungsten, and these are different. And I'm telling you, it's sapping my energy, y'all. It's sapping me bad
because it's so cold. I mean, that is one of the things that cold does. It really does. It slows the heart rate. Absolutely. Totally. Like when if you God forbid you cut a finger off or something, you put it in a cold a bunch of ice cubes and go to the ER.
That's right.
That's going to slow that blood from trick. So yeah, I mean, I could definitely see that being an issue.
Yeah.
I hope you, while you were talking, you respected my professional courtesy, because the number of misogynistic comments that came to my head as you were talking was like around 9, but I didn't say anything. I didn't say why aren't we focusing on the male anchors? I didn't say that.
That's called progress, Al, but you still managed to get them in somehow.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You still got to be a jerk. I'm not gonna like not give the people what they want. No, I definitely feel that.
Yeah, Just Me's Fun Hub does bring up David Letterman, who famously kept the studio temperature at 50 degrees. I also want to bring up Jenna and Friends. She talked about AC wars and the men's suits today on her show. So it is, it's part of the zeitgeist, and it's just very annoying when I'm wearing short skirts. Tomorrow I'm wearing really short skirt because it's shorts, and I'm learning the can. I went to go see Moulin Rouge, you guys, in Denver. I cannot recommend it enough. Al,
it was good.
Blew me away at the Buell Theater. It was media night, and I got to go, and it was just unbelievably good. They are so talented. The lights, they had glitter, they had confetti. It was like you were on an acid trip. And I'm interviewing the tango dancer tomorrow. And so we're going to be doing the tango and the can with a drag queen named Dixie from the Tupperware party. So everyone tune in, and we're going to learn how to can because you can.
All right. I cannot wait for that segment. I feel a screen recording coming on. I'll just say that. But no, I'm so proud of you. I'm glad that you got a chance to go see Moulin Rouge, but I'm glad. I don't know who just left that last comment about Letterman keeping it at 50
just
degrees.
Me.
Okay, so Just Me, thank you for leading us into our first story. All right. Just Me's talking about Letterman. We're talking about Leno and John Oliver. I don't know if you saw recently, Tori, that Jay Leno was basically just saying, why are comedians being political at all? I made a whole career of not being political. Why not get the whole tent? Don't you want everybody instead of just a section? And John Oliver said simply on his show, hard pass. So, Tori, do you think that we're just looking at different generations of comedy? No different than like there was a period of comedy where people told misogynistic one-liners, like I took my wife to somewhere she'd never been, like the kitchen. Like, and now if you did that, you wouldn't even offend people. They'd be like, are you okay? Yeah. It's like comedy changes. So are we just seeing just a shift in somebody like Jay Leno, who's still, I think, a little hurt from being pushed out? Definitely still hurt. And, the newer, edgier. Yeah, I'll say he's edgy, but not intentionally those kind of comics, the Jon Stewarts, the John Olivers, all of which kind of came out of the Daily Show. So what do you think we're looking at, girl?
I think you nailed it. I think it's a generational thing. I appreciate Black Asian saying Jay Leno was not funny. I never found him very funny, to be honest.
I don't think I've ever met anybody that thought he was funny.
I just never
no
thought
shade if you do.
Right. He was just so corny. I got to be honest. I think he's way out of touch. Way out of touch, and just does not have his finger on the pulse of any of the zeitgeist. The comedy now is, if you don't have a political bent, I'm sort of not even listening, because I'm like, the only way to get through this political turmoil timeline we're in is with comedy. And I look to them as truth tellers. I look to John Oliver as a truth teller. There's truth in what he says. And I look to George Carlin. I look to Pryor. I mean, these are people that break through because they are reflecting a mirror back onto you with humor, but it's what is going on in today's society politically. So Jay Leno was out of touch when he took over from, remember, he stole Conan's job back. I thought he was way out of touch then. He's way out of touch here. And he's showing his age, to be honest. It is not the age of who let the refrigerator is running, better catch it.
Yeah, he's, but he kind of, I respect the history of comedy, and I understand that it's almost like when you play like old school hip hop, like the first couple songs, and they're like, yes, y'all, you don't stop. And you're like, oh, but from there came Run DMC. From Run DMC came Salt and Pepper, and all these, to eventually you get to Cardi B and Future. It all links together. And I think that's what it is with comedy. So I don't want to, Jay Leno is an old school comic. He famously, his entire career, worked out his monologues at the Comedy and Magic Club in Hermosa Beach, club that I played many times. Love, one of the best clubs in the country. But when I say that to say he's old school, he would take his notebook and he did his jokes, and his jokes were for everybody. Hey, this new Honda, the wheels are, it's just.
It's like dad jokes. They're bad dad jokes.
Right. They're kind of like self-contained, humorous, blurbs.
Yeah.
And now comedy is more, it's more of an overall picture that they're painting. Like when you look at a John Oliver segment, it's 22 minutes. When he starts talking about the trade deficit, he's going to make it funny, but you about to go in, dog. You're going to discuss that, and you're going to at least walk away having some idea of the impact of tariffs or the impacts of people losing their SNAP benefits. And there are jokes in there, but it's more rooted in reality. And I just don't think right now we have the luxury of not addressing what's going on, because it feels disingenuous.
Yeah. Let me ask you too, really quick, Al, if you agree with this statement. I know Carson did political jokes too, which is like, he was an old school comedian and still managed to get some political jokes in there. But do you think The Daily Show, when it was about news and comedy together, started that whole process that, like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like John Oliver, Stephen Colbert, they all started on The Daily Show.
I think that you can make the argument that in a lot of ways, The Daily Show was the first cut of 1,000 cuts to what we know as the nightly news.
Yeah, I agree.
Because eventually millennials, Gen Xers, they started to get their news from people they thought was entertaining.
Yeah.
It's news, for as much as it isn't hardcore news, it's opinion based. They don't really try and make jokes, but they do have an angle to it. What the Daily Show did was they showed that there was an audience of people that wanted the news, but did not want it delivered by Ted Koppel.
Right.
And it's just, and no shot against Ted Koppel, but that didn't resonate. We're talking about generations. That didn't resonate with younger people. They wanted to kind of listen, laugh.
Right. And get some insight. And have a point of view. Like Jon Stewart has a point of view. You could say like Fallon. I know some people here love Fallon. I find Fallon to just laugh all the time at his guests, like, and it's like, I don't know, it doesn't feel very genuine. I like some of his segments, but I appreciate when there's a point of view from the deliverer. I guess that's my type of comedy, though.
Right, and I'm glad you mentioned Fallon, because Fallon does a late night show, but it is different. Fallon will come out. Fallon can dance really well.
Yeah.
He can rap. He can play music.
Right.
He's really kind of like when you look at the Olympics and somebody's like a decathlete, and you're like, you can do 10 sports. He's kind of like that. He's not a sprinter where he can just do one thing well. Like Carlin
Right.
was like a sprinter. That he was lining up in 10 seconds. He was going to show you why he's the fastest in the world. Fallon is like, hey, I can kind of juggle a little bit. I'm going to dance with, Jeff Foxworthy when it comes out. Me and Selma Hayek are going to do the tango, and then I'm going to do my monologue, and then the Roots are going to rap. It's just like, it was like, he does more of a variety show, and he's got that kind of personality.
Totally.
He plays the guitar. I remember before he got Late Night with Jimmy Fallon, he used to tour the improvs, and I would open for him, and he was like a guitar guy. He had funny songs and parodies, so he's in his lane, and that's a lane, and that might not be your lane.
It's just not my lane. I find him really annoying.
But you can see how it's somebody's lane, and clearly a lot of people's lane.
Yeah.
All right, Tori, we are going to keep it moving. Let's do this one right here, just a little fun. Let's do this one. I don't know. We need a pelican. All right, Tori, we're talking about bananas. The good ones. The ripe ones.
Savannah Bananas.
Savannah. That's right. Tori, tell the people, what are, as far as you know, what do you think the Savannah Bananas are?
So they're a team that started out doing sort of Harlem Globetrotter stuff as a baseball team. They would do really good dancing. They go into this field. They go into the stands. They do such funny work, but they're also really kind of good at baseball.
Yeah, they're like professionals.
Yeah, and then the umpire, that's my favorite part. Oh, we have a video. Should we play a little bit of that? Okay.
And DR Meadows with a backflip catch.
Wow.
It's so good. Everyone's doing dances to the Law and Order theme music, which is even Mariska Hargitay did it on her.
She?
Yeah. And
I like this part.
Me too. When they do this out, I watched it so many times because they go boom, boom. But if you watch the umpire, he does it too, and the catcher, and they're all in sync. Like they know their dance is down. So I just love watching them. And they had a 60 Minutes on them recently because they're filling stadiums. I mean, they are killing selling out. So I just think they're great. I have nothing. They give just joy, and they're really good, and they're so good at dancing. The umpire, again, I really encourage you to watch the ump because he's doing.
Well, great. Tori, I want to ask you to kindly answer the prompt at the bottom of the screen. What do you think professional baseball can learn from the Savannah Bananas, if anything?
I don't know if I want my professional baseball players to be so much to have. I don't know if I want them to be so like tongue in cheek and funny. I like my baseball classic. Does that make sense? I like certain pizzas. I like my baseball classic, and I like my bananas to give me some help. I like that the MLB made the shot clock. I like how they sped things up, but I don't want them to be too unserious. I like how seriously they take it. What do you think?
Right. Well, I think you're exactly right. I think there's different forms of entertainment.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can go watch the Harlem Globetrotters, and no different than that amazing backflip catch, which how many people on the planet can do that? How many people on the planet?
I mean, and he must do it a lot because they go, and a backflip catch. Like that's a thing.
And that is wildly entertaining. The dance is entertaining. The guys are young and good looking. That's for the ladies. That is entertainment. There's also entertainment in a Game 7 Major League Baseball where fans are literally like, on the edge of their seat, crying when they win, taking the ashes of a loved one that didn't see that team win, and taking them to the parade like Cubs fans did and stuff like that. I mean, that's entertainment as well. That's a legacy of entertainment, and being nervous and wanting your team to win is also entertaining. So I will just say that I don't know if Major League can learn anything, but I would say that they've learned that entertainment puts butts in seats, and they're butts that Major League Baseball just recently started caring about, and that's female butts. Men and women buy tickets, and men and women watch WNBA, NBA. My girlfriend is a diehard NFL fan. The craziest. We listen to AM radio when the
Wow,
Rockies are
hard.
playing.
Wow.
She's hardcore.
That's amazing.
And I think it took these sports leagues a long time to realize, like, wait a second, 51% of the population is women. I've got a crazy idea. Let's try and get them to buy some stuff too. It's
Hold on.
just crazy enough to work.
I know.
So-
Can we play it one more time, you guys? They're
I was
asking.
And TR Meadows with a backflip catch.
That is just the backflip catch. I
And
don't
the guy
even
going-
need the dancing. That is really difficult. You're looking
Totally.
just to forget the backflip. You are trying to catch a white ball that is coming from the stratosphere. You're staring up at stadium lights. You have to find that ball, be able to catch it, and you're like, you know what I can also do? Do a back. Yes, insane is correct. It's really impressive. And you know who first put me onto the Savannah Bananas is a name you'll know. She used to work for DBL, Kelly Richmond.
Yeah, I
Used
remember
to
her.
work for me for a little while.
Yeah.
She was always talking about the Savannah. I was like, what is it? And she's way young. I was like, what is she talking
A
about?
lot of
And
younger people. A lot of younger people.
what do they say? It takes 10 years to be an overnight success.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, now you know they're arguably the hottest ticket in town besides a ticket to an Al Jackson show. Don't check the numbers on that. All right, Tor, let's keep it moving. Let's do this. All right, Tori. The FBI is hunting criminals. And do you know who they are? Runaway Texas Democrats.
Are they Democrats? Right.
Yeah, so they're on the run. The FBI is going to hunt them. Now, granted, didn't the Senate go into recess because they didn't want to dig up any dirt on old boy? Then they just randomly just say, you know what?
We're out.
Summertime. That cabin is not going to entertain itself. But now the Democrats have really I've thought this is a tactic that been used on both sides to delay votes and to oppose.
Yeah, both sides do this. I mean,
redistricting.
yeah,
But
both
Tori,
sides do this.
What we haven't seen, Tori, and I want to see your thoughts on this, are the Republicans need a big distraction. They've shown that they have flung Democratic lawmakers to the ground. I think that this is a very welcome distraction because you can have the best of both worlds. ICE chasing down a female Democrat that's at a cookout and tackling her and saying this is for democracy. So what do you think about this maneuver by the Democrats, and what do you think the end result will be?
Both Democrats and Republicans have tried this in Texas, and now other states, Indiana, California, they're all looking at redistricting. It's a way to get a majority in the Congress, and it's a way to get more seats that Mike Johnson is desperately trying to keep. But I got to be honest, it's not working. This is such a waste of time and money. I believe Julia said that. It's the distractions that they're trying to do for the Epstein thing is so sad. Like the other day, Trump was on the roof of the White House doing YMCA. Did you see him?
Tori, did I see it? Do you know what I thought when I saw that, Tori?
Yeah.
Our president is so bizarre that we didn't even cover it.
Yeah, but it's also just like, how big of a distraction are they trying to do here? But I just want to say this is very much weaponizing the Department of Justice. So this is when you have not a president that has different branches of power. This is a president that lassos all of his departments into his weapon artillery, and he chooses when he gets to use them. So to use the FBI in this manner against the Democrats is a distinct weaponization of the Department of Justice, and it's just to show loyalty to Trump. I mean, it's just another dismantling of what they're actually meant to be doing. They could be looking up sex trafficking in, over states, but no, we're spending time
They
and money.
were, and then they were told to stop that.
Yeah, right. Like, this is insane to me. So it's just absolutely insane. I know they're also Black Asians saying they're building a nuclear reactor on the moon. All of this, again, big shiny keys. You look here, so we don't look over here, and it's not working. This Epstein files keeps going and going. I said, it's not Tefloning. This one thing is sticking, and you can try doing YMCA on the moon or whatever, but it's not going to work. We want the answers. So, yeah, they could be helping the neighborhoods in Texas that were with the flood.
I didn't even think about that. Who said that?
I agree with that. Julia. Is it Julia?
Julia, that's an outstanding compliment, and it just shows you how quickly a news cycle can move on and how many families will never be able to move on. And have we gotten to the bottom of what happened with that? What happened when there's another natural disaster, which tends to happen with nature? Do we have a plan for what they would do differently? Right. Do they have a plan or funding set aside where things kick in earlier? What lawmakers are allowed to get away with and be taken off the hook for is, without being hyperbolic about it, I feel like going to be the downfall of our society.
It's a little hyperbolic.
Tori, when there's no punishment for doing your job, when your job is as important as alerting citizens that a hurricane is on the way, that a flood is going to sweep you away in less than 20 minutes. If there's no punishment for that, there's going to be distrust and eventually a dismissal of the government. And when you don't have a government, you do not have a society. And there are countries right now, countries you can go to, countries I've been to, where the government is not functional, and things that we take for granted, things like stoplights, things like being able to call the police or call a paramedic, are not even on the table for people. So I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow, but when there's so much distrust in all these organizations, I just feel like it's a bad thing. Tori, let's go talk about something fun. Let's do this. Tor, we're talking about K-Fed. There's only one Fed in my life, and I don't want to be the government. I want to be K-Fed. It's so dumb. Oh, Tori, are you going to purchase, or do you have interest in K-Fed's tell-all book on old Brit?
No. I think
you have no interest.
I have some interest. In hearing from it, but I do think I want to say that the judge, when they claimed that the conservatorship was abusive, mentioned Federline in that, in terms of, I guess what I'm saying is I don't 1,000% trust Kevin Federline. Now, I don't trust Brittany right now either, because I think something's substantially wrong with her. But I think Kevin Federline used Brittany. I think wants all the money from Brittany. Has asked for enormous amount of custodial support. I mean, an enormous amount of parental support. I don't think he has a job.
He's got 100% custody and has for the entire lives of the children, correct?
Yes, she can have visitations, I believe, because I've seen them on her Instagram in Hawaii and stuff. But I do believe that Kevin Federline has some bad.
He raised those kids.
Yes, but I think he also aided in somewhat. His ask for money keeps going sort of up, yeah, I just don't know if he's had. I know he has worked as a DJ, a dancer, and an actor, but I don't know if he has a job now and he keeps asking for more money. So whatever. I just don't trust him. I think he's a little shady. I think he was part of the deal with the dad. I definitely don't trust the dad at all, Jamie Spears at all. So I just don't feel good about Kevin Federline situation. We do want to also mention that Kelly Clarkson's ex-husband, Brandon, I think his last name is Blankenship. Am I saying that right? He did
Blackstock. Brandon Blackstock.
Excuse me. He is Reba's son-in-law, I believe, Reba McEntire. Yeah, and he passed away today at age 48 of cancer. Yeah, he had battled it for 3 years. And Kelly, although she was very angry at him, actually stopped doing some shows and went to take care of him, and now has just canceled the following shows to be there. So he died of cancer, unfortunately. And no matter what, we don't know about what happened. There was some issue of like maybe he was stealing some money as her manager, whatever. It's awful to die that young. That's awful. I'm not sure what type of cancer. Michael Dean saying some are reporting it was melanoma. That's why y'all have got to get your body check done by a dermatologist. But yeah, he battled it hard for 3 years. So we just wanted to let people know that. And 48, I mean, that's so young, Al. That's you.
That's my age. Yeah.
That's you.
And I'm extremely young. I'm very young.
Yeah.
And I'm not making jokes here. My mom and dad were divorced 4 times longer than they were married, because my mom had a 20-year marriage after she was married to my dad. But when my dad was sick and eventually passed away, like my mom was there, she was a mess. My mom cared about that man his whole life.
Right.
And it's like, it's very difficult that when you split from a partner, I mean, if my ex-wife Jenny got sick, I would be a mess.
1,000%. I agree.
There's a bond there that just it's, especially in a weird way, even if it didn't work out well with the marriage or even in a business relationship, there's still a bond that you share with somebody that at one point you decided to spend your whole life with, unless something unspeakable happened. And so like, I think what Kelly's doing is not, I wouldn't even say noble. I would say it's human, and it's a very beautiful thing. It's like the one thing that we are very capable of in our best moments is like putting everything aside. And we've all done some shit.
Yeah.
We've all done some shit, and being able to compartmentalize that and be like, I may have hated you for that, but I love you overall as a person. So shout out, thinking about that family. That's
absolutely.
That was shocking. Tori, from that, we definitely need one. Tori, do you know what really cleanses the palate?
What?
Breast milk.
Like an intellectual curiosity.
I seen the truck. I'm like, there's no way that's for real.
What breast?
People donate their breast milk and then you make ice cream?
Can I ask why? Like, what is it?
We're doing breast milk flavored ice cream.
And free sample. Interesting.
Breast milk.
More of like an intellectual curiosity than an actual like hunger for it,
All right. And that's the actual product. I think I'm going to piggyback on the question of the first black man in that video. Whose breast? I think that's a very fair question, but I have to ask you this, Tor and colleagues. I need to hear from y'all right now. Let me switch over to the comments. I need to know who's grossed out by this and who is weirdly like, I want to see what's up with that.
I also want to make clear to the audience, the colleagues, it's Breastfeeding Awareness Month. So I just did a package on this. I wonder if this is in some ways normalizing breast milk in a way during Breastfeeding Awareness Month. It's also not real breast milk. I want people to know it's flavored breast milk, which I don't know. Maybe like, I don't know what that is. Like, I don't know what breast milk tastes like. So I don't know. But it reminds me of, I worked at Salt and Straw, which is a gourmet, amazing ice cream store before I got DBL. And they would have goat cheese and olives as one of their ice cream flavors. Yeah. So there are some people that
Did you guys have too many customers?
No, some people really liked it. Some people like a savory ice cream.
I could see that. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
and then during Halloween, we would have critters and blood and bone marrow in some of the ice creams. So some people enjoy very interesting tasting thing. This to me is a bit gimmicky, but if it's normalizing breastfeeding, I'm all for
You
it.
think this is more gimmicky than the ice creams that you just mentioned?
I don't know if it's gimmicky because people would order it and really like it. Some people don't like sweet at all, and they like that sort of weird taste. We also had we had vinegar and strawberries, and that's what you have in Italy over your gelato. You'd have sweet, vinegar was so good, you'd have it over your gelato. So, they make it seem like real breast milk. Again, it's just breast milk flavored. And I mean, I don't know who's the audience for this. Maybe I don't know who is it a man? I don't know who the audience is for.
Here's the bigger question. Like once we get past the weirdness of it, there's one beverage that everybody's had. Look, if you think about,
I was not breastfed. I never had breastfeeding.
Okay, well, most people.
Yeah, okay.
I don't even know. A lot of people. I don't know. Sure. But throughout the world, there's different cuisines. Some, you go to Vietnam, you probably half the meals you have are, noodle based. You go to Mexico, beans, rice, chicken. You go to America, we're carbs. You go to Ireland, there's every place. Yeah, wherever you go on the planet, whatever food is germane to that area, you're going to have that. And that'll be your native palate. But breast milk is the only thing that's kind of universal.
Yeah.
And so if you had to pick one flavor of anything to try and sell to everybody, just statistically, this has got to be it, right?
Although I don't know if people, I mean, that was more for like proteins. I do know colostrum is supposed to be very good for you. Breast milk is so good for you. And when one of your babies is sick, Sam said her breast milk would change color because it would get the antibodies ready for somehow the mom knew. And from the breastfeeding, her body would make like vitamins and it would be a different color. So I think that's amazing, but I don't know. Would you guys try it? Yay or nay? Would you guys try it? Put it in.
Yes.
You would try it?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Kia says, I love cookies and cream for sure. Vanilla, butter, pecan, not breast milk. No. Michael Dean said he would try it. Sarah says she would not. Neither would Lucy.
Will any of the colleagues try it?
Marcy says maybe.
Curious. Maybe.
Maybe we try it on air, Al. Maybe we try it.
I'm down. Monday?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right. We will, Michael Dean, please put a note. Tori, you're out of town, so I'm going to have to go buy it like a creep. Be like, where's your ice cream? And then I just go, then I grab the guy by his shoulder and tuck a 20 inside of his apron and be like, listen, you know what I'm here for. Shut up and go get it.
Do you think there's a kink thing with breast milk?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's part of it. I know.
Cool. Yeah. I like mint chocolate cookie too, Lucy. What's everyone's favorite flavor? Mine is mint chocolate cookie. You don't get better than that. I mean, that's got everything you need. Yeah, I'll try any flavor of ice cream because I'm a tasting junkie. Good for you. People who taste a lot of different foods, I find them very brave. I think it's cool that you do that. I like that.
My girl Sarah, she says that it's just because she has a poor sense of smell. So like she tries a lot of things. She has the most adventurous palate.
Really?
She'll try everything.
I love that.
Everything. Anytime she'll go to another country. I had their dishes, sardines on Ritz crackers with
cool.
Twizzlers in between. She'll try anything. And I'm just like
that.
No eggs, no jelly. I'm Texas,
you don't even like bananas. No bananas.
No, I know. Are there any other like no mushy foods, people? I don't want food that tastes like it's been chewed already.
My godmother would not eat Jell-O because it wiggled.
Oh yeah, texture again. Of all the things after I just got done bigging my girl up, when what she won't eat is whipped cream and whipped butter. She doesn't like the texture of like whipped things.
Whipped.
So I
love that.
Whipped.
Yeah,
so me too. I'm like, who doesn't like whipped cream? She is out. She's out.
She's out.
But everything else is on the table. Like it's interesting, like the different things that our bodies are like, oh, I'll try that. And then, you up some whipped cream on a vanilla shake. What am I, a monster? Like it's just,
I'm not an
it,
animal.
yeah, it's just so interesting. The only thing that she said that she still has nightmares and flashbacks about eating. And I've heard this, somebody just mentioned Anthony Bourdain, and I think he talked about this too. Fermented shark, which is a native dish to Iceland. And she said she's thought about it for years.
As
She
good? It
said
was
it like
good?
really terrible.
Oh, terrible.
Like
Okay.
it's fermented shark. I guess it's like gelatinous. It's really bad. It's really.
Who would think that would be a delicacy?
I mean, but isn't that every
Yeah,
country's got a
monkey
delicacy
brains
with
is
it?
popular. Yeah, monkey brains. There's certain soups like that. So yeah, you just have to. You can't really. You got to try it. So I'm glad she tried it. By the way, I have news, Al. This is breaking.
Okay. All
The
right.
dog Mitzi from our dog parade, who was the cowgirl poodle, got an application from today's segment to be adopted.
Got an application.
Yeah, someone watched my show and they applied for Mitzi.
No, I understand.
Oh.
You can't just go down there and pick the dog up.
No. They have to make sure you are a good person.
Well, what are they going to write the application in their own blood? Of course, they're going to be able to get that.
No, they visit your house. Like Max Fun will make sure
I love
you
it.
have. Yeah, they will not just give it to someone just randomly. So
I love
very
that.
exciting. I can't answer that. That's very funny, Kia, but I can't answer that. I would not. But answer. No.
Yes, we're gonna leave that one there.
Yeah, but yeah, Mitzi. So good news on that end.
Okay, well, keep us posted on Mitzi. Tori, let's do this one because we're having a fun day. How's your belly doing?
Better, yeah. Thank you.
All right, well, let's do this. All right, we're talking about some of the most famous people on the planet. We're talking about Selena Gomez and this unknown artist named Taylor Swift. And she says that basically Taylor was the best part of dating the Jonas Bros. So I'll ask you, Tori, do you think that happens that maybe, like, again, I would use you and I. Let's say we're dating, we break up, but you're like, Al's friend Michael Dean is really cool. I like him. And like you end up like having friends from an ex that you used to have. So do you think that happens more often than not?
Yeah. And I think that's how a lot of people. I do. I think that happens a lot. Both Taylor Swift and Selena Gomez dated a Jonas. Did they date the same Jonas Brothers or different Jonas Brothers? Can I be honest? I never got into the Jonas Brothers. I think they're delightful people.
I think you're too old. I think
I'm too old. Okay, because I missed them completely. But have you all bonded with anyone over an ex? Because it's Corinne, our guest that we had. There's a website called Are We Dating the Same Guy? And I bet girlfriends have met over that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, how many marriages are minted or started because, like, let's say I think my partner's cheating on me, you think your partner's cheating on you, Tor, and I go, hey, I'm I think our partners are messing around. Then you and I, while we're trying to catch them, I'm like, that girl Tori got some blue eyes on her, and then after a while, you're just like, what do they say? Something about like, I don't know, not behind enemy lines, but whatever.
You know who did that? TJ Holmes and Amy Robach, their partners are now dating each other.
Oh, yeah.
They all swapped.
To remind everybody, they were on Good Morning America hour 3 or something.
Yeah, and they were having an affair, and now their partner, and one of them is a famous actor, Andrew something, they switched, and I think that's interesting. It was interesting. Maybe a trauma bond, like Sarah said. That's a smart thing.
Oh, that's the word I was looking for.
Trauma bond.
Okay, thank you, Sarah. I didn't have the words. I was just like, when you're behind enemy lines and foxhole shooting, what, Al?
You're in World War I over there. Mustard gas.
All my analogies stop after 1917. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, good for them. And as I'm thinking about it, because you're talking about TJ Holmes and Amy Robach, were they the first infamous caught cheating couple before the astronomer CEO?
I think there's
because
always
that That was a big deal when it
I
happened.
think like it goes back to like Elizabeth Taylor. I mean, there's all these super movie stars that were dating sort of everyone. I know Katharine
But I'm talking
Hepburn
about married people that were caught with each other.
Huh.
It was like, there's not a lot of those where, one, you're caught cheating, two, you're caught cheating with somebody that's also in the public eye. There's not a whole bunch of those. And you guys decide to stay together and take the slings and arrows together.
Yeah.
So,
I find them their YouTube show. I think they have a podcast maybe, and it's on YouTube. I find them so cringy. They are so cringe.
What's the show called? We Fumbled the Bag. Yeah. I mean,
oh God, that's funny. Hello.
That's a rough one. I mean, it's also, I do think, a little bit disingenuous of all of us, because we've decided that it's not a good idea to meet at work, and I totally get that. Big trust on that. I get it. But you're asking a lot of adults to find a partner. They always go, find somebody in your field. Well, you're in your field the 8 to 10 hours that you're awake during the day, you're at work.
Yeah.
Or work adjacent. You're going to talk to somebody that's work adjacent.
Right.
I'm not saying that construction workers and news anchors wouldn't fall in love. I think they'd probably like each other because of just the differences in lifestyles, and like, oh, I like that he does that. Oh, I like that she gets dressed up and does that. But you don't run in the same circles. Right. You're going to date people in your circle. And so, like, it's weird that there is such a heavy hammer for almost exploring the only options close to you.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. It's just on the same level. You have to be on the same level, because we all know Matt Lauer.
Right. And there's a thing with, you know, when you start talking about, I'm the most famous male anchor, especially morning anchor on the planet, and an intern that's coming in from Long Island all day, every day from her parents' house. That is a power dynamic.
That's a Matt
Lauer. Would it have been a power dynamic if I had wanted to date a camera person at DBL?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Now, there were people that dated at DBL, and I know for a fact that they went to HR, disclosed, and because they were on a similar level, they didn't have the same job. It was fine. You disclose it. But unfortunately, if you have a position of power and you want to date someone lower than you, you either get special permission from your work, or you just don't do that at this day and age. It's just, you can't do it.
Right.
It's
weird. You have to report to HR. Yeah. Yeah. I still do that. Even though I don't work there anymore, I just call DBL and tell them who I'm dating. They're like, please stop calling here. And I'm like,
we don't need you for that.
Yeah. You're like, can I have your permission? They're like, you don't need our permission. You don't work here.
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
Yeah. But let me tell you, because she keeps saying she wants to see me, but she never calls me back. What do you make about that? And they're like, sir, the authorities are on the way.
This is a Build-A-Bear.
I still don't know if I'm on board with Build-A-Bear, Tori. I think that it's a very weird thing. All right, let's do this before we get out of here. This is kind of like a little bit of a main story thing. We need to go back to this. Okay, I did want to talk briefly on the fact that there was a fake bomb threat called into an Illinois hotel in which some of the Texas Democrats, which we spoke about earlier in the show, were in. What do you think about this? Who would even know they were there?
Oh, I'm sure this was a Republican GOP funded bomb threat. Again, weaponizing, the bomb squad, weaponizing the people in the police force, weaponizing all. It's just escalating, Al. It's escalating from the killing and assassination of those Minnesota political workers and their dogs.
I was going to say, are we past escalating? Nancy Pelosi's husband was beaten with a hammer.
That's right. And those two people were assassinated in Minnesota. I feel terrible. So I just feel we're going to get more of these tactics. The FBI will hunt you down. There's a bomb threat. It's just, they play dirty. And it's just, yeah, Julia said it right. Another stunt. Waste
My
of
thing
our
that
time, waste of our taxpayers' money.
All right. Well, Tori, I want to end Friday. I'm obviously pulling up some unpopular opinions for us to do before we go, because I wanted to have a little fun on a Thursday before you get up out of here this weekend. So, Tori, let's do one of these and do a couple unpopular opinions.
Do you mean
Tori,
burning
we kind of
questions?
I was going to do unpopular opinions, but
Oh,
should we
do
have
it.
done burning questions? We
No,
probably
do
should
whatever you
have.
want.
Since
No,
that's
do
a
whatever you
segment
want.
on this show.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Tori, let's do this. Okay. So what is the pettiest reason you've ever stopped liking someone?
Mine is pretty recent, and they talk too loud in restaurants.
Give me an example without outing the person.
You know what it is? I guess that's not stupid. I don't like someone who's mean to the waitstaff. I'm just going to immediately stop being your friend. I just can't stand it.
It's a very strange thing, and it's amazing because people have talked about that and it still happens.
Yeah.
But I've said things in public. Where was I at a CVS? I was with my kids, and there was a guy just talking crazy to the CVS attendant. I was like, "Sir, you can't talk to her like that."
Yeah, I
And
can't stand someone like that.
it's just like you don't get a chance. People's humanity is not on the table because you're having a bad day. That you're just going to talk to them like they're any kind of like. Yes, I think that is incredibly gross. In terms of pettiness for not liking somebody, I won't say that I stopped liking this person, but I did have a crush on a girl in the 5th grade. I don't know if I've ever told you this. And this is back in the day when you guys would have a quiz. You and the person next to you would exchange papers and you grade each other's papers. As a former teacher, that just shows the class we are way too lazy and we don't care. And she would just always, she would always get her answers correct. And it really bothered me. And one day I snapped and I just erased. I'll never forget. It was the word rose. And I erased it and put RSOE. And it was so obvious that I did it. She started crying like I didn't write that. And I was like, oh, no. And she took it up to the teacher. And the teacher was like, it's fine. Like, basically, I know that he did that. But I remember that was like the first time in my life. I didn't know what the word petty meant, but it bothered me that she got A's. So is that called hating now?
Yeah, I think that's hating or envy. I mean, that's really rude of you. I think that's hating.
Well, I'm trying to confess my sins here, so I know it wasn't great, buddy.
I agreed. I think I think that's called hating.
Rude. All right. Well, Tori, let's do this. I want a Tori fun fact to start this weekend, get you started with the Backstreet Boys, get you ready to shake your money maker and what Judy gave you. So, Tori, do you have a good one for us?
Yes. Apparently, you cannot hold your nose and hum at the same time.
I don't. Wait, do they make hold your nose in turn? You couldn't do it?
Try it.
You have one.
Try it.
No, I think you have one air pathway for air, right? So it makes sense.
That is amazing. I sound like a dolphin giving birth.
Okay.
Should I do another
Tori,
one?
give us one more. Yeah, because we can't go out with us both holding our noses.
Okay. There is. Hold on. Okay. This is not a good one. I want this one. Here we go. Do you know what a group? Did I already do this one? I think so. Oh, yeah. Koala bears have fingerprints that are almost indistinguishable from human fingerprints.
That's a good one.
And they have the
How
right
long until a criminal defense attorney is just like,
totally.
he lives in a country that has koalas all over it.
Totally.
Yes,
And
his
New
partner was
Zealand.
murdered in the jungle, but
Right, in the bush.
koalas are all over.
He's in the
Yes.
bush. He's gotten into the bush, and it could be a koala. Now that's a terrible accent, but let's be sure they have the right koalifications.
And on that note, guys, if you do decide to come back Monday, we appreciate you. But if you don't, we get it. Colleagues, we love you guys. Tori, I'm so proud of you. Thank you for toughing through the show today. I know your belly hurt. But yes, we want full deets from Vegas this weekend. I'll be here sad and watching football. Love y'all.
Bye.